What is up, everybody? We are at week 9 now. This is the spookiest week of the year. The leaves are changing. It's getting even colder. We're like a week away from the time changing and just going into the full-on depressed months. But I am here to give you only treats and not tricks this Halloween. This is the IDP 5 for week 9. The first player I want to talk about is a player who has been traded 2 times this season. That's right, we're going to be talking about Ernest Jones, the now Seattle Seahawks linebacker. There's not really a lot to talk about as far as what Ernest Jones can do on the field. It's just kind of baffling that he's been traded 2 times in the same year. When you get traded, the first thing we all think about is, oh my gosh, how are they going to perform in the new situation? And then after that, we look at, okay, now that we've got the jitters out of the way and we're starting to learn the system, how are you doing in that new system? But Ernest Jones is going to have to do that exact exercise now a second time. The good news for Ernest Jones, he had 15 total tackles in his first game with his third team of the season. I think he is going to find a home here long term. He's 24 years old, so he's still a buy in dynasty formats. And what else is there to say? The guy just tackles the ball carrier, and it doesn't matter where he calls home. He is going to do that for your team. So, Ernest Jones, congratulations, man. I hope everything is getting better. I can't imagine what it would be like to have to do this 2 times in the season, but hey, you're showing out. Second positive player I want to talk about is a rookie. That's right, rookie linebacker Edan Cooper of the Green Bay Packers. With rookies, especially at the linebacker position, it can be sort of a challenge. You are going against arguably the top athletes in the world, and you are forced to not only cover them in certain cases with pass coverage, sometimes you have to rush the quarterback, and you are taking on linemen that are almost twice your size, and you're already an elite level talent as far as physicality and athleticism is concerned. But Edan Cooper is showing us here lately that he is about that life. He's had 4 of the last 5 games with 5+ tackles. That's a great number for a rookie. It's good to see that consistent tackle floor is getting there, but he's also getting to the quarterback and getting sacks. He has 2.5 sacks on the season at the inside linebacker position. That is a nice little added bonus. If we can get those tackle numbers up just a little bit more, he will start to creep into every week starter territory in IDP. I still believe he needs to be in your lineups. If you have him and you're a little weak, I think he's a good boom bust type of a play. I understand if it's too early for you, but regardless, let's start taking notice of this rookie. He is starting to creep up there. He's going to make you remember his name, so learn it now. Edan Cooper, rookie linebacker, the Green Bay Packers. All right, the first player who is really bumming me out this week is Jeremy Chinn. Now, I am old enough to remember when Jeremy Chinn was the no question safety one, and there were even arguments to be made that he was the best player in all of defensive fantasy football. That was unfortunately like 5 years ago. He's 26 years old now, so I believe that some of this trajectory can be turned, but the best season of his career was his rookie year. He had 116 total tackles, he forced and recovered multiple fumbles, and he also was affecting the passing game. But unfortunately, this year he's not really doing anything worthy of starter. He doesn't get the consistent tackles anymore. He does a significantly lower tackle floor than he once had. He's not affecting the stat sheet basically anywhere outside of tackles. And at the safety position, you have to give me a little bit in the pass defense game, whether it's a defended pass here and there or an interception, maybe even get a little bit down the field, give me a TD. Jeremy Chinn's not doing anything. It's frustrating. It's sad because he was just on top of the world in that Ron Rivera defense when he was drafted by the Carolina Panthers way back when. But it appears that the player wasn't as good as the scheme. And because of that, I'm sorry, Jeremy Chinn, but I'm out. I don't even want you on my roster anymore. And I think there's still time to turn it around, but I'll let you turn it around on somebody else's roster. I'd rather not wait. And the second negative player of the week, and somebody who I think we need to have a serious conversation about, is Devon Lloyd, the linebacker for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Another player who 2 or 3 years ago was on top of his game because he was such a young, explosive powerful rookie, and he was scoring at a clip that even some veterans weren't. But in typical fantasy football fashion, they change the script on us. Football changes almost weekly, almost daily in some cases, and this is no exception. So everybody knows that the top guy in Jacksonville is Foye Alukan, and Foye might as well be the Christian McCaffrey of defense, the way he scores. So when he gets hurt, you would expect the guy who was already there next to him contributing, Devon Lloyd, to have maybe not increased chances to get more points, but maybe not necessarily doing a one-for-one split. But then you have Ventrell Miller and Chad Muma, and Chad Muma has showed us in the past he can contribute when he's in the game. And Ventrell Miller, who's getting his real first shot at snaps and opportunities this year, really exploded. But unfortunately for Devon Lloyd, Foye came back, and then Devon Lloyd played the third most snaps at the position, ceding even more to Ventrell Miller. I think that this is a turning of the tide. I think we saw in real time, maybe not a Wally Pipp situation, but I think an unintended consequence of this was Ventrell Miller got an opportunity to play, and he took the job from Devon Lloyd. Now, Devon Lloyd is still extremely young. He's still very athletic. I don't think this is a career killer, but the snap count dropping to third most at the position is an alarming red flag. It's something that I think we should at least relegate him to the bench and further monitor whether this is going to be a trend or if this is just a one-off game plan, game script thing. But with a player of Devon Lloyd's caliber and somebody who we've seen score and score in bunches, it is not good to see the snap counts go down. It shows me that maybe the team is losing trust in him. And if they're losing trust, we're going to lose points. The last player I'm going to talk about is my favorite type of player to look at, and that is the short term, this year, I can fix all your problems, Band-Aid linebacker. And that is Christian Ellis of the New England Patriots. Juwan Bentley is the inside linebacker to have for the New England Patriots, but unfortunately, he's gone for the year. And earlier this season, I would have told you to go to Raekwon McMillan. But over the last 2 weeks, Raekwon McMillan has played a grand total of 22 snaps, and we are seeing Christian Ellis play in his place and produce in this opportunity. Last week, he had 9 total tackles and a sack. Hook, line, and sinker, I'm sold. You played more snaps and you put up a baller week. You were going at least on my bench, but maybe even getting a spot start depending on what I'm doing and how my linebackers look on my team. Now, this is a short-term solution. And by short-term, I mean this season. So in Dynasty, he's probably not this diamond hands, oh my God, he's going to take the job type of guy. But he absolutely can plug a hole in your linebacker core or at least give you some depth down the stretch. We all know that we are far from all injuries being over. We're going to have something else happen, and we always want to be prepared ahead of time. So if you can, I would roster Ellis. If you need him to start, I think he's as safe of a play as any. He is going to get the snaps. And as always, snap equal opportunities. Opportunities equal stats. And stats equal points. Christian Ellis, you are the man this week. You are the sleeper. You are going to be everybody's darling. So continue to do what you're doing. And let's get another 9 tackle sack week. That's it, everyone. I hope you all have a happy Halloween. All treats, no tricks. Thank you for watching the RPO Football YouTube page. My name is Matthew Montgomery. I'm always putting out video content out here once a week. And I'll also have some video content coming out from Football Guys as well as weekly articles. So thank you so much. Make sure you go to footballguys.com and watch me there and read the articles as well as follow me on all socials at MattMontyFF. Let's go win our leagues this week. Happy Halloween.